local all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Right now at 6 a.m., a weather watch alert as we await a cold front to come in, swing by, bring some thunderstorm potential. We'll talk about it coming up.
And amid the hot temps, not something you want to hear this morning, swimming off limits at one lake in our state. Well, the reason behind the warning next.
Plus, the deadline for the child tax credit fast approaching. What you need to know so you don't lose out on some money.
And standing in the Hall of Fame, Big Papi solidifying his legendary status. Those details ahead in this morning's Buzz. Good morning, sunshine. 6 o'clock on a Monday. It's a good day to have a good day, but we do want to let you know we are still in a weather watch alert this morning. Matt Scott's been talking about the heat, humidity, big hair. I'm going to bring you big energy this morning. Yes.
Big positivity.
Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 61. I'm Symphony Privet.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Angelo Bavar. That sunshine really working overtime these past few days. Take a look at this, though. This is a live look this morning over Rocky Hill. Beautiful sight over the water right there.
Connecticut River looking good this morning.
Yeah, very pretty start to the day. Very hot as well, very humid and muggy, as has been the case. And we're also tracking the chance for some storms developing later today as well.
Yeah, that's what we're going to focus on later on, especially. The heat's been obviously in place for a while. The humidity, the moisture has been in place for a while. So this front's going to swing all that away. But as it does, kicks up some dust, cause some trouble. Good morning, everybody. Yep, still hot. Wait till you see the numbers and the dew points now. Ugh. PM storms. They're going to break the heat and humidity, and they're also going to cause some trouble. We're going to see some more seasonal temperatures coming up. Nothing like this. My gosh. 71 to 80, your spread right now. 80, New Haven, Danbury, Hartford. 77 in Groton, Willimantic as well. Your dew points, if you really want to look. If not, avert your eyes from all this tropical air. 72 to 76 for your dew point. That is off the chart high. So obviously we've got the heat and humidity, the moisture in place. As the front comes by, you can see a lot of thunderstorm activity stretching from the Pennsylvania-New York border, approaching Scranton, all the way up into northern Vermont. This front means business and it could be trouble for us later on this afternoon. Look at the cell and the cells and the colors going from green to purplish very quickly, which means these storms are going to blossom up fast. Not going to leave you a lot of time to take cover. So if you hear the thunder, inside you go. You see the lightning. Definitely. This will continue through the early evening. As we get the front pushing through, we'll finally break the heat. Humidity will be a little more comfortable tonight. Many of you, believe it or not, with the clouds coming in, are going to struggle to get to 90 degrees. Some of you will. If you get to 90 at the airport, the heat wave will continue for one more day. But we're really focusing more in the late afternoon into the evening for that thunderstorm potential. We'll talk about that. Have a look at the rest of the work week forecast, all coming up in a few minutes. Let's go to the roads right now. Lauren Zenzi with a look at traffic. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everyone. 6:03 here in the CTDOT Traffic Center. Lots of construction wrapping up here in the 6 o'clock hour. Let's get you right out to the maps right now. In the Hartford area, the southbound side of I-91, some heavy delays. Also, Route 15 southbound is currently still closed. You can see the purple right there on your screen. That is due to construction. That should be open coming up at 6:30. Taking a live look outside in the southbound side of I-91 in Wethersfield, and as we're approaching the capital city, traffic has gotten much better here as we are leaving Hartford and heading towards the Wethersfield area. Taking a look out also on Avon Road, Route 167 is closed right now from Bronson Road to Kingsbridge Road. That is due to a motor vehicle accident with down power lines and also a down pole. Working to get more information on that as well. Taking a live look down in Fairfield, I-95 north and southbound, moving okay right now for the morning commuters, the early morning commuters. And in New Haven, things are looking crystal clear. We'll check back in coming up at 6:30, but for now, guys, I'll send things back over to you.
Sounds good, Lauren. Thank you so much.
All right, 6:04 now, and we are less than a week away from the deadline for Connecticut families to apply for a child's tax rebate.
Yeah, lots of information to dig through. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joining us now live from the Capitol to break it all down. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning to you both. Yeah, Connecticut families have until this Sunday, July 31st, to send in that application to get hundreds of dollars back from the state of Connecticut. Now, this is all called the Child Tax Rebate, and it's part of a new law that was recently passed to help families, giving them a one-time child tax rebate to help them and give them a little bit of a financial boost. So how much money are we talking? Well, it's $250 per child, and if you have 3 children, it can go up to a max of a $750 refund. But there's a lot of requirements that you need to meet. First of all, you need to actually live here in Connecticut. That's pretty obvious. Then you need to have claimed at least 1 child as a dependent on your 221 federal income tax return, with that child being 18 years of age or younger. Then you need to meet some certain income requirements as well. Single parents need to make no more than $100,000, and couples filing jointly need to make no more than $200,000. Now, the state estimates that as many as 350,000 families are eligible for this money, but the State Department of Revenue Services says only about half of those people have actually taken advantage of this so far. Here's what Governor Ned Lamont had to say about this about a month ago.
It's good news today for the kids behind us at the playground, and an awful lot of mothers and fathers who are going to have a little bit extra to take care of their kids starting this summer.
Now, this can be confusing for some people, so luckily the United Way has created a sort of information sheet or information kits for individuals and also for businesses who can help their employers, or employees rather, get through this process. To find those information kits and also just to get some more information, you're asked to call 211. We are live right outside the Capitol building. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, Julia, thank you so much. Lots of great information for parents who might not know about this program to take advantage of. We'll check back in, Julia. Thank you so much. All right, the time now is 6:06, and with many people looking for relief from the hot weather, people are being advised not to swim in Coventry Lake. This is all because of a bloom of blue-green algae. The town notifying neighbors before the weekend that bacteria had potential health problems if people came in contact. They're discouraging people from swimming in it for at least 3 weeks. Neighbors we spoke with say they have never seen the bloom get this bad, but they hope things will get better.
We're just going to have to wait it out, see what happens, and hopefully next year will be a better year. We love living on the lake. It's unfortunate this happened this year, but we're just going to have to suck it up a little bit.
And the town manager says treatments for the algae bloom could potentially harm creatures in the water, and the permit process would take too long. He says it might not be safe to swim again until mid-August.
And speaking of the heat, they always say if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, that's exactly what workers did at one Plainville restaurant. J. Timothy's Tavern made the call to close early. They closed at 5. Well, the manager says the extreme heat this week has accumulated inside the restaurant, and it felt the hottest on Sunday, even with the air conditioning on. Woo! Well, they wanted to make sure their staff stays healthy so they can continue cooking up their famous wings.
We've had this huge stretch of heat. Obviously, we all know that. And then when you're adding a grill, ovens, 9 fryers, all wings all day, it gets very, very hot on there. They're right up against it.
He also says customers understand and appreciate closing early for safety.
Happening today, small businesses and nonprofits in Connecticut can start benefiting from the launch of a new low-interest loan program. This initiative is especially meant to help organizations in low-income and historically underserved communities. Governor Lamont will be in Bridgeport today at noon, along with a number of economic and community development leaders, announcing the details of this new opportunity. Many families are still struggling to feed their kids as the baby formula crisis continues, despite some relief coming from overseas supply. State lawmakers, including Representative Rosa DeLauro, are giving an update later this morning on that shortage. DeLauro says she is pushing for stricter standards and asking families to send in photos and videos documenting how this shortage is affecting them and their communities.
Happening today in Austin, Texas, jury selection is expected to begin in the defamation trial of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Now, the trial is over his false claims that the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School was a hoax. The court has already found him liable for his comments on his show InfoWars. And the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade continues to spark protests in our state as pro-abortion rights groups speak out. A small group made up of legal rights groups, abortion providers, reproductive justice organizations, and faith leaders rallied at the state capitol yesterday. They're calling on Connecticut's congressional delegation to support expanding and reforming the Supreme Court.
Making sure that the court is a more representative body as opposed to what has happened over time, where it placed in a majority that will really dismantle a lot of what we perceive as fundamental rights.
A group of congressional Democrats have introduced legislation to add 4 seats to the Supreme Court following its rightward tilt during the Trump administration. However, that bill has little chance of becoming law as it faces opposition from Republicans and Democrats not united on expansion.